to hear a convention recap. And I got to tell you, by the way, if you were in person at convention last week in Dallas, will you tell us in the chat? And if you weren't able to go, but you were watching online, tell us that too, okay? And some of y'all might not have been able to do either. Maybe you weren't able to attend it, in person. Maybe you were on a vacation last week. Great for you. And maybe you weren't even able to watch some of the online recaps. So just tell us kind of where you're coming from so we can read the room. But can I tell you this? I've never missed a convention. Never will if I can. It's already in my calendar for next year. Oh, Amy Torrey, your first convention. That's so fun. Um, I won't miss a convention. I will literally plan our family vacation to never be during the same time. And here's why. It is without a doubt the belief builder that lasts all year round for me. And it does so much for me and for my business that's why I treat it that way. But here's the deal. This was my 11th Plexus convention. My very first Plexus convention was in Dallas 11 years ago at the Omni. And it was amazing. I was brand new to the company. I'd started in January. We had convention. I had no idea what I had gotten into. And then I went to convention. This year was one of my very favorite conventions ever. It was a little bit smaller. I loved it being in Dallas, loved being able to kind of go home. But there's what I can't convey to you, and I want Andrea to speak to this, and I want to hear from any of you who were there in person. There was just this fresh sense of energy. Everything looked incredible. The branding, the marketing, the materials that they had there for us to take photos with. If you haven't gone and looked at the reels that Plexus Worldwide is making on their social media pages, if you haven't gone in and seen some of the photo ops that were there, not to mention the icon party was such a blast at House of Blues. Not only did they have Emerald City, which if you're from DFW, you know that is one of the all-time best cover bands, but they had breakout rooms. If you've been to the House of Blues, it's this really cool 4-story old brick building, and in some of the small, it's got a huge amphitheater, but then it's got all these one-off rooms, and they had singer-songwriters and folk musicians in some of the other rooms, so you could kind of wander around and find your vibe. It was so much fun. Andrea, share a little bit about how you've also been to 11 conventions. How did this one, 2025, compare to all the rest? Well, you're muted.
It's really helpful when I'm talking to myself. I was just thinking about this as you were talking. So many people who have been here for so long kind of walked out of there and they were like, we have an amazing company. Eric Worre, we're going to talk about this in a minute, kind of kicked it off, telling us how amazing we were as a company. And then you could look around and you kind of knew it. And if you haven't been around a really long time, our events team is almost second to none. I almost wonder if they should receive awards just within themselves, in their industry, because they put on the most spectacular events. But even as much, I was talking to a girlfriend of mine. I live here in Dallas. I live 20 minutes from where we were. And I was talking to a girlfriend. She was like, I was trying to figure out she owns a rental company here in Dallas. And she's like, I was trying to figure out who all did you, because so many of I was like, well, we had a rhinestone horse at one point. She goes, oh, it's so-and-so. She's like, because they own a rhinestone horse. She's like, your company literally, it looks like, went to every single top level, event rental company in Dallas. I was like, I want this. I want that. She's like, I very rarely see something so hand-picked, put all together. And I just think if you think there's a wall outside of one of was it the jewel room? Outside of one of the rooms, it was an orange wall. It says Plexus on it. And then it had cactus and boots all over it. Then there was a wall. I can't remember where maybe this was in the store. And it had just boots hanging on it was a white wall and it had boots hanging on the wall and things coming out of it. I mean, y'all, everywhere you looked, you felt special. You felt like our company put time and effort into, somebody thought about every single thing everywhere we were. And that just felt, yeah, the impeccable branding. You had somewhere to stop and take a picture no matter where you were. There were, The lines weren't crazy. It wasn't like there was one spot everyone was trying to take a picture of. You could take a picture of everywhere. And I just think like outside of the visual part, if you didn't get to be at convention, that may feel like a little bit like, well, then I missed that. Here's the thing. Our company leveled up. You are with a company that is so amazing that everything they do, from the ingredients they put in our products, which we'll talk about skin health, to the packaging around the products. If you haven't seen skin health, take a good look at that. To the people that they put on stage, the intention of every single person that spoke on stage. I just felt like there was so much, probably intentionality is what I can really, is the word I would probably use around our convention. That there was so much specifically chosen by corporate for us. We have some really amazing corporate people in place to do some really incredible things. Um, and I was just like, I was just kind of blown away. And like little like whispers here and there of just people talking about it made you feel like, okay, we are like, I'm almost 12 years into this and we are in the right place. We are in the right company. We're sitting in the right seats. And even if your seat was at home or even if your seat was on vacation, like you're still a part of this. And I just feel like I hope that you know that you're a part of something incredible. So let's really like kind of dig in. So we did kick off with Eric Worre, which if you don't know is partnering with Plexus. He has his own entire business. The very first event I ever went to, January of 2014, it was all about his book GoPro, which if you haven't read is a really simple, easy read about our industry and really about our business. But he came in and he did some really incredible just spotlighting on who like Plexus is as a whole. And I want you to know that outside industry professionals are looking at our company and saying they're debt free. They are run by integrity driven men and women who want our companies to succeed in the network marketing field. They don't want our company to succeed for their own pockets and just to like have a private jet or be like, a flash in the pan for a little while. Like they truly want us to like their heart's desire, especially Tarl and Alec, who founded our company, their heart's desire is for us to be a household name for legacy. Like Tarl or Alec said this once. He said, I want my grandkids to know like what Plexus is. Like I want it to be a household name by the time my grandkids are around. Like he actually has a long plan on owning this company, for being a part of this company. So Eric Worre kind of like highlighted that and kind of where we sit in the industry and the fact that we're really only a really small company, and the fact that we're in the US, Canada, still trying to really break into Mexico, still really trying to break into Australia. We haven't really gone international in a big way, the way most network marketing companies are. And yet we're still making some really big waves. But he also said we are not, because of that, we're not really a household name. We're not the Amway of what we do, and we could be. And so he really gave us a visual for there's a huge long runway here, and we think we're so far. Let me give you all an example. I have a 17-year-old and he is looking at the Naval Academy for school. And that's a 9-year commitment. It's 4 years of school, 5 years of naval commitment. And when you're 17, 9 years feels like half of your life, right? It feels so, so long. But when you're 47, you're like, give 9 years to that and you have all of this to go. And I really feel like Eric Worre is sitting on the other side of this and going, y'all have so much further to grow. And we're standing on this side of it saying, oh, I've been in for a year, I've been in for 5 years or 8 years or 12 years, and thinking, golly, we've been here forever. Because this has been your whole network marketing career, right? For the most part, most of us. So I just thought it was so inspiring to go, he's looking at the other side of our business and saying, no, 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 y'all come forward. Y'all like step forward. Y'all have so much more growth in the US, in your personal market, in your city, town, in your network to grow. That if you are stopping short and saying everybody already knows, then you've already ended your runway. Like you've literally cut your runway off and you have nowhere to go from there. If you open up your runway into the whole network marketing like availability, then you have not even scratched the surface. You're literally flying a crop duster and you have the runway of a 747. So I just want to really encourage you that industry people are seeing that we haven't even really scratched the surface of what's available for Plexus as a company. I thought that was really inspiring. Beck, what was your next thing you wanted to, what do you feel like?
I agree with Eric Worre, or I agree with Andrea about Eric Worre, and then I'm going to move on. We're going to talk about skin health. But let me say this about Eric Worre. We have a lot of people come speak to us at Plexus, and they're all good for different reasons. Have loved, enjoyed so many people. But Eric Worre, he kicked off the week by speaking at our Diamond meeting. And I realized here's someone who's grown an organization to become $1 million earning organization, meaning his team. He's earned $1 million with network marketing. Not only that, he's turned around and coached over 1,000 people to become millionaires through network marketing. I don't mean team organization. I'm saying he taught individuals to become millionaires through network marketing. He's built and rebuilt teams. He was very clear with us about how his, the struggles he had for his first 5 years or so, and it was so relatable. And it's rare that we talk to a lot of people who want to coach network marketers, because people know that network marketers are entrepreneurs who will pay for good coaching, but he's someone who's actually done it. So that's why I say, like, if you can, we're going to talk about Icon Club, and Eric Worre was the one to announce that, and he's going to be partnering with Plexus Corporate to lead a series of trainings through the month of July. And if you've already opted in for Icon Club, which we'll get to in a minute, then you're going to have access to that. I'm telling you right now, put it on your calendar and get on. You need his training. He's that amazing. Okay, so day one, we got to hear from Eric. We also got to hear, by the way, Ashley Hauer. She's our new CMO. She looked incredible. That was a pretty intense and awesome series, but she launched our new skincare line, which is called Skin Health. So I'm sitting here with some of the products, but I love the branding. It's very, it feels more luxurious even than Joyome. We can talk about what's going to happen to Joyome. And I'm telling you that as like, I love Joyome. Joyome transformed my skin. However, I got to trial Skin Health back in October and November. And then a few weeks ago, they sent the Diamonds, the products to try for a few weeks prior. And I really like it. I feel like it's an upgrade from Joyome. For those of you guys that are like solid Joyome users, I want to encourage you to try Skin Health. Give it a try. But the whole point of Skin Health is that it's supposed to be luxurious, incredible, transformational skincare that is also simple. Like, you don't have to have a 12-step line in order to achieve major skin health goals. And what I want to remind you guys is, whether you are or aren't like a big skin health, skin product person, I want to remind you that your customers are. That you've got people on your team who might be disconnected from using their products, but like, they're going to jump back in for skin health. So whether or not your personal level of excitement is there regarding the skin health line, you need to be talking about it. You need to show interest around it. If you're someone who likes to train, then coach your audience about it. Like, order it, or at the very least, order samples. So let me tell you what it is. It is an entire line that includes face wash, a day serum, something's called Sun Shield, which is a mineral-based SPF, which I did not want to try. I was like, I don't want to try this. I have prescription-based skin sunscreen, and I don't want to give that up. And I am really liking the way my skin feels with Sun Shield. And then in the evenings, you wash your face again with Fresh Face. That's the name of the cleanser. And you use an overnight serum, which is pretty awesome. Here's what I love. Okay, tell me in the chat, do any of you guys use samples to help your business? Like, do you keep them on hand? Do you offer them up to people? Do you do like a giveaway, hey, answer this question, I'll send you some samples. If you're one of those people, then let me show you what I love. And that is that we have access to samples. And they look really cool. Like these, if you can see them, they've got the 4 main products in our skincare line. The only thing that doesn't come with is our eye serum called Bright Eyes.
But you can get the Bright Eye samples in its own package. So you
stick,
can,
yeah.
So you can get those, yeah.
But this is 4 different products and you get 5 sheets of these. And let me see, I wrote down how much that is. $27 for 5 sample cards. So first of all, if you've got people that you're like, oh my gosh, he or she would love this, I'm going to send it to them. Like, that's a business expense that you can write off. That's exciting. Go for it. $27. You've got 5 different people to target with your skin health line. Let me say this too. If you've got questions about the collagen, so they gave it a facelift, obviously, but they also updated the superfood blend. That's the big change. If you're curious about all the ingredients, I don't want to bog you guys down on a call, but I did a post on the table with Dr. Hartman. He did a whole presentation on the ingredients, and you can go to that post in the table and you can geek out there. I would say your big thing to remember is that these products have been certified kind to biome. And what that means is it's this third-party certification which supports microbiome-friendly claims through validated skin microbiome testing. These are independent testers. All the ingredients have to be good and kind to your skin microbiome. I have had people ask me, well, is it gluten-free? Here's what Dr. Hartman himself said, is that if you're gluten-free, you should be fine. If you're celiac, do like a testing on your arm or somewhere for a few days in order to ensure that. But if someone's gluten sensitive or just gluten-free, they should be fine. Okay, so that's that. Someone asked about Joyome. Joyome is going away. So RIP Joyome, they really believe in skin health, but Joyome will be moved to I think a last call page. So if you are like, I'm Joyome ride or die girl, then go order you some extra Joyome now. But eventually I would say you should try the skin health because you really might be surprised. I did not want to switch from Joyome. I am addicted to the overnight serum. I love it. My teenagers love it. We're gonna be moving to skin health because that's how much we believe in the way that Plexus has leveled up the skincare. Okay, while it lasts, right now, if you order, by the way, you guys, if you order either I think it's called Glow from the Inside Out, it's that one. There's 2 combos right now that you can order, and you and your customers get free shipping, free standard shipping on that order. So that's good. But right now, if you order the entire skin health line, you get the free gift of a clean slate. It's like a black reusable makeup remover wipe. You just wet it and put the fresh face cleanser on it. Boom, boom, boom. Helps remove all your makeup. And if you order the whole line, it's only $209 and you get that free gift with purchase.
And it's free shipping from now to the end of the month. So if you have not ordered your skin health combo, I really want to encourage you to get the whole line. If all of us could go back and reorder a welcome pack, if you got the option to order a welcome pack when you signed up, we would all get the big mamma jamma, right? Like you would go and I'm going to get the best bang for my buck. And so to me, if you're going to get free shipping, you might as well get the clean slate, which Becky has used already. I haven't used mine, but I've actually heard people say they bought those prior to Plexus using it as I've never heard of them before, but I guess the clean slate black thing is like a, thing people use. Who knew? And, but I would make sure you go take advantage of that free shipping and get the whole kit and caboodle. Get your bright eyes, which is, I kind of think everyone's favorite, like, if I could pick a favorite thing out of the whole pack that a bunch of the trialers are in love with, I would say Bright Eyes. It has this ceramic thing that the second you put it, like, I don't even have any cream. I haven't even pressed to make it, and it's just cold on your eyes, and so it's like already just
you can kind of feel your eye, that skin around your eyes, like depuff immediately. Hey, if you were at convention and you went and ordered it and got the skin health line at will call, unmute yourself and tell us what you've noticed or liked about it so far. Anybody?
I got it.
Okay, Tina, tell me.
I'm sorry, I'm not on. Here we go. I'm at work, so I apologize.
Okay.
But it was like the timing worked perfectly for me because I was just like bare minimum on my Joy Me, like the cleansing, the moisturizer, and all the other stuff, with the Join Me products. So I was like the best timing. I'm like, I definitely needed to get more. And so I was so like happy. It was like it's always like the timing is perfect for, everything. But I was able to purchase it there and I really like it. It's very smooth and like they said, it's very nice. Like with the sun shield one, they did say like just rub it in a little bit because of the whiteness of showing of the stuff for the sun rays and things like that. I'm not big on the word of what it's called, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, the
um,
whitewash. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like it's very smooth, but I have it on my face, and there was like a little spot that it cleared up, and it's still clearing up. But I'll be sharing my before and after pictures soon. But I'm excited. Thank you.
Thanks, Amy. Tina Conrad, did you have feedback too?
Sure. I love it. And I love Joyome, so change is hard. I just wasn't sure what to think, but I picked it up there and I really, really love it. And I'm not one for lots of steps. I think that's why I like Joyome so well. It was a simple two things and that was it. But this was really easy and I feel like I almost feel spoiled like it was a spa set because like the applicators, like you're talking about, like the overnight cream, the way you squeeze it out, I was like, this is kind of bougie. And I don't know. It's just really, really nice. I love it. And I'm excited to try this one too. So I'm very
I am
excited about
too.
it.
I'm so with you, Tina. It feels like the after hours is the nighttime cream and it's got that pump from the top where it comes out. It just feels really
Yeah.
upgraded.
It
So
feels really nice. One more thing, really quick. My daughter-in-law went to school for aesthetics, and she was here the other day for a pool day, and she said, I didn't bring any sunscreen or whatever. And I said, well, try this on your face. So she did, and she said, it doesn't smell like sunscreen. I was like, it really doesn't. And I was like you, I was like, do I want to wear sunscreen every day on my face? But we really should. And she loved it. So I thought that was cool.
me too. And I am I'm a skin cancer survivor, so I'm excited for it, especially on my face. Let me say this too. I think it was Amy said that the dermatologist that trained us, which they did an entire outbreak on just our new product, and I thought that was amazing. Like they spent so much time training us. But she was just reminding us, you put it in your hands, it's white, it's pretty thick. You're going to rub it in and then you're going to pat it into your face. I think you're going to really like the fact that it also works as a makeup primer. As Dave Albury is like, okay, great. But hey, you can sell that to women. Okay. Check the chat for other people's feedback. By the way, we're going to keep sharing before and afters, but even better. And this is why you want to be talking about it this week, because come July, we're going to do, how we've been right now, we're doing our cortisol cleanse group. We've got a skincare challenge group for July. And what perfect time to talk to people about skin health. Okay. So your posting and sharing about it now is going to lead you up to have new customers to add to that group in July. Okay, Andrea, I think we've covered skin health. Do you want to talk about Icon Club?
Okay, because I love me some skin health. I loved me some Joyum. I'm so excited about products, but it only matters if you're sharing it. First of all, if you're not telling people that you're starting a skincare line, you are doing your business a huge disservice. You should, I don't care if you got one of these when you were at convention, I don't care if you need to, you know, fake that you have eye cream on your eye, like I'm so ready to get started and yours hasn't come in the mail yet. Whatever, use your old collagen and be like, I'm ready for the new collagen to come in, but I'm not going to stop using this until the new stuff comes in because there's no reason to stop your old collagen. I mean, our family has to go through all of our old collagen before we start, tapping into this. So we're going to start double scooping collagen for a while, but you have to share about it. Okay. So first step before you even find out what Icon is are you committed to sharing about Plexus business or products or something every single day? Because that has to be your first step. Your first step actually has to be that you're committed to telling people about what we have. And then the next step is that you get to start to become an icon. And I love the fact that they use this word. I don't know if they if Icon Party came first and then they knew they were doing an Icon group, or if the Icon Club started and they're like, oh, well, then we'll do a party and we'll kind of tie it all together. But they kept using this word icon all weekend, whether we were talking about the party or we were talking about the club. And I feel like that word isn't overused right now, which made me really happy. Anybody else feel like there's so many words out there that you're like, okay, if I hear about one more squad, if I hear about one more cohort or, all these different things. But here we are with an icon club. And so here's all it is between now and I think it's kind of a running thing, but if you hit it between now and December 31st, y'all, there's very few things that we get to do as a company that don't restart every month, right? I mean, how many times have you gotten to like the last minute of the month and then you're like, and we're back to zero. I just did all that work and I'm back to zero and I have to do it all again. Okay, Icon isn't going to run like that. Even for all of our incentives are usually just a month long. Icon is a running program. So as soon as you hit 10 level 1 personally sponsored customers, starting fresh June 1st, I think they're backdating them to June 1st. So starting June 1st, as soon as you add 10 personally sponsored level 1 customers with qualifying orders, they all have to have over $100 PV. We'll touch back on that in just a second. And you help 2 people for the first time rank to senior silver. That's roughly 9 to 10 customers on their team. Then you are considered an icon. When you hit it by December 31st, or as soon as you hit it this year, you'll start to get free shipping. Free shipping, let me just remind you. If this month you hit icon before the end of June, when your July orders start shipping, they have free shipping on them going forward through the rest of 2025 and all of 2026. As soon as you hit icon. If you don't hit icon until December 31st, then all of 2026, you get free shipping. Oh, $150 or more. Thank you for saying that, Beck. I did not have that in my brain. So $150. So you'll change your subscription immediately because you're going to add skin health to it. And you're going to have your triplex in there. And you're going to have your vital, like all the things, right? And you're going to get free shipping, which I know month to month may not feel like a big deal, especially if all you get every month is a subscription. I think it's like $9, but add that, multiply that times 12. And then add in all your bonuses for your 10 level 1s that you've added with BBBs. And then add in all your bonuses when your level 1 is going senior silver. And if you help them go faster at senior silver, you get a sponsor bonus for both fast start silver and fast start senior silver. So it's not just the icon. It's not just that you get free shipping. It's not just that you will get a free ticket to convention next year. It is all of the things added together. And does anybody else ever feel like most of our things are how many customers can you get in 1 month? But this is, can you be consistent in adding 2 customers, 3 customers, 4 customers, and helping those customers go silver, senior silver? You're doing both sides of this business. You are helping new people get started with their products, and you are helping people develop a business. I want to give you some numbers that I did real fast. And if I'm wrong, someone tell me in the chat. But if you personally go icon, you yourself, Jen, Andrea, Tina, Danielle, if you go icon, that's an added 160 points to your business. Right now in the chat, tell me what that does for your business, because it takes me from senior gold to ruby on my reentry. What does it do for your business to add 160 points to where you ended last month? Okay, I want to see, like, this has me going from, okay, it takes me to senior gold. Like that's what I want you to know, re-rank to senior gold. But here's the thing, you're also helping 2 people go senior silver. When you help 2 people go icon on your team, that's also 150 points per person you help go to icon. So Jen Ford, if you help 3 people, if you go icon, 160 points. If you help 3 people go icon, that's 150 for each one of those. Well, now what does that do for your business, right? Mindy, what does that do for your business to go from, let's just add up. Oh, I got a calculator. My handy dandy basic calculator, nothing fancy. 160 for you going icon plus 3 of your level 1s, because let's be honest, we should always be working with level 1s and developing them in 3s. 610 points. Yes, Stephanie Richardson. 610 points that you're growing. Does that take anybody to a new rank? pretty much, unless you're going from senior ruby to emerald, that's pretty much going to take every single person to a brand new rank. Helps me go rank to senior gold and then hit ruby. Gen 4, that's huge, right? So that's just you doing basic work of adding 10 and helping 2 go senior silver, and you helping 3 people that are probably already on your team, probably in that senior gold, senior gold, or senior silver, gold, senior gold kind of area, helping 3 of them do the same thing. Just personally go icon, right? Like almost Emerald Ashley Young, yes, ma'am. Ivy Hannell going senior ruby. I'm just saying, like, could you see the difference in your business, and that this is a running promotion? Like it's a long game. It's a, what does it look like from now to December 31st for you to add those 610 points? Like that's massive, like steady growth, instead of you feeling like you have to do it all by July 31st or August 31st. You have until the end of December. And I would really encourage y'all to look at the numbers and see, 1, who are my 10? Who are the 2 I'm going senior silver? Does anybody have their 2 people they're going to help go senior silver right now already in their mind? Yes? Okay, put their names in the chat. I saw you nod your head, Sally. Put their names in the chat if you already know who the 2 people that you're going to help. You can't force them. You can't make it happen for them. But who are the 2 people you're going to help go senior silver? Elizabeth, I love it. And Jan, done. Danielle's got 3. Dave's got it. Becky's got them. Like you already know who your people are. That's going to help your icon status. Now, the next thing you need to do, once you figure out, write names down. Who are your 10? And then who are your 2? 10 and 2. It's not Dr. Pepper anymore. It's Plexus. So what's your 10 and your 2? On your 10, you're going to add. Your 2, you're going to help go senior silver. And then after you figure out your own personal business, then you go try to figure out who are my 3 I'm going to help get icon status as well. But do not do that until you figure out who your 10 and 2 are, and then help 3 people figure out their 10 and 2 as well. Okay, I think I've covered icon. Oh, kind of a fun thing in doing it fast, for those of you that like a good, like, speed me up challenge, is if you get it done, icon, by August 31st, you walk into Leaders Retreat Contest, which we will talk about, but also Moon Palace Cancun, all inclusive. You'll walk into that already having 800 credits, and usually retention credits are backdated. So as soon as people start ordering in September when the contest starts, because you've already added them June, July, August, as soon as their orders start coming through, you start getting retention credits. So that's been the last few contests. Do not hold my feet to the fire on that one because I have not seen the contest, but I'm just going to say in September, when all of your people that you're adding for Icon start ordering, their subscriptions go through, those are automatic credits you're not even having to work for because you've already done the work for them. That's residual credits right there. That's the most incredible thing. I mean, you could probably work really hard June, July, August, and have somewhere around 1,000 credits for Leaders Retreat for the work you did in June, July, and August. That's pretty incredible. So I want to encourage you with that. Okay, Beck, you want to do the North One update?
Yeah, well, actually, I want to talk about Senior Gold Fly-In too, but I want to say, like, conceptualize it this way, guys. You're already talking to somebody on 2 people at least on your team that need to go senior silver and who can do it. So you're challenging them, like, do this with me. Let's get 4 new customers this month, and then we're going to get 3 in July and 3 more in August. That's just one way to conceptualize, like, I've got my 10 VIPs already set up right here. Okay, or you can just kick it out of the park and go get those 10 people this month. But you're doing it alongside your 2 people that you're helping, your power partners that you're helping go senior silver. What you're going to see last year, if you've been active with Monday Masterclass, we really focused on hitting the gold rank. Obviously, this year, our focus is going to be Icon. And Icon is not just helping people go senior silver. It's helping you go senior silver and beyond. But what I want to talk about is all of you guys who said, if I earned Icon Club, I would be at Senior Gold because I love stuff like this. This lights my fire. They announced something at a convention called the Senior Gold Fly-In. So if you ranked up to Senior Gold in April or May, tell me in the chat. Or if your next rank up is Senior Gold, Danielle Brown, I'm looking at you. Tell me in the chat so I know who I'm talking to. Or if you've got a level 1 that could go Senior Gold, tell me. This is for you. It's called the Senior Gold Fly-In, and here's what it is. Brand ambassadors earn an invitation to attend a training day at Plexus headquarters when they achieve Senior Gold for the first time. They get a $750 stipend for travel costs. They get a tour of corporate, and they get to sit down with the field development team to plan their strategy for going Ruby. So it's your reward. And I love it because we've had Rubies on the rise. We've had Gold School in the past. They're going to focus on rewarding Senior Golds this year. And for a lot of you guys, if you chase Icon Club, you're going to hit Senior Gold, or you might even have a level 1 hit Senior Gold. And I cannot tell you, nothing will build your belief like going and visiting corporate, especially in a smaller group like this, and being able to tour and talk to them and see where things are happening and ask your questions and to plan a strategy towards Ruby. What would that do for you or maybe one of your level 1s? Like, how would that fill your cup and get them excited? So here's the deal. This is what you need to pay attention to, especially for those of y'all who earn stuff and like aren't paying attention. You've got a 2-month window to accept your invitation, which you will get when you hit Senior Gold for the first time, and to attend. So think through that strategy. But also, this offer is retroactive. It's a retroactive invite to new Senior Golds who achieved it in April or May and going forward. So if you hit it in April or May, because I see some of y'all saying if I've hit it in the past, but it hasn't been the past 2 months, no. Retroactive for new Senior Golds in April or May. You guys will get the invite. You'll be some of the first to get the invite, and everyone going forward in June and beyond. The first of these events are going to happen in August or September. So if you were newly Senior Gold last month or April, you need to start keeping track of your Plexus emails, okay? I'm excited about this because I feel like a Senior Gold is someone who has worked hard. I do not see people go Senior Gold just on recruiting on their own. They usually have partnered with a power partner. They've had to work hard. So some of you guys, if you just focus on Icon Club, you're going to hit this and you're going to get invited. And I think what's going to really be incredible for you is to sit down with folks at corporate to plan your Ruby strategy. That would have been insane for us had it been offered. Okay, let me just make sure that I'm not missing any questions. And now I want to hit the ball back to Andrea to talk about Leaders Retreat, because this is like her jam. This is what lights her fire. Is I'm sure she's already looked into the resort to tell you all about it. It looks pretty amazing. I loved being on the cruises. That was so much fun. But I'm so excited about Cancun. So Andrea, talk about it.
Okay, it's so funny you said that. Well, first of all, yes, I've chat GPT'd and image searched everything about Moon Palace Cancun, which is an all-inclusive in Cancun. So I've done like a deep dive on this resort. But also one of the quotes that I heard, I think this is actually what ChatGPT said, is that people review it as it's a luxury cruise on land. They're like all the things you usually get in a cruise line. Like if you think about the fact like cruises are like all you can eat and all you can drink, and there's like events happening all the time. There's like so many kind of like, if you're a pack my itinerary full and you need like a sheet when you wake up in the morning. Have y'all ever been on a cruise where you like wake up in the morning and there's like a sheet under your door and it's like, here's all the things you can do today. And it's like, ugh. That's literally what is happening at this resort. Okay. Stephanie already deep dove into Moon Palace because she wants to be there for her husband's 50th. Figure out who you want to go to Cancun in February with. But I had someone message me the other day. I posted about all the trips that we have coming up over the next year with Plexus. And they're like, are any of these available to just like a me? And I was like, yes. The great thing is like, this is available to everyone. In fact, I think the newer you are in your business, or actually kind of that senior gold, ruby ranks, that's actually the sweetest spot for this Rising Leaders Retreat. It's actually the best way to go on this trip. So, because you're going to grow your business, you're going to rank up, and you're going to earn a trip at the end of it. So, there are 3 different resorts within Moon Palace. I have no idea if they're going to put people at each of the 3 kind of based on where your credits are. So I would definitely start going really heavy on credits from the beginning, because you never know. I have no idea what the top prize is going to look like on this. But if they could do a little resort wear shopping spree before a cruise in February, that's always nice, because you never really have your cruise wear or your vacation Cancun wear out in February, wherever you live, even in Texas. I mean, the bathing suits are packed away in February. So it's always nice if they can do a little shopping spree. But also if it's not shopping and it's just like you get to go and you get like an upgraded room and you get upgraded service. If you go look, there's 3 different sections of the resort. And I'm just going to say, I want to be at the Grand. I don't know about you, but anytime someone talks bougie and luxury and ocean view and the nicer restaurants, you can pay to have daily access to the Grand, like resort section, or you can just go ahead and earn that. And I'm just going to say, I have a feeling, knowing Plexus, that if you're the top something, which every single person in here can be, because there are more people in the top 10, top 20 of Leaders Retreat that are brand new building their businesses than there are diamonds, emeralds, sapphires. Like very few of those are going to hit those top 3, those top tiers. It's going to be everybody else in the company. That's the whole, it's designed that way. It's created that way. We get, Mexico, we get the Alaskan cruise, we get all these other things. Oh, Forbes has Moon Palace listed as one of the best all-inclusive. So I thought all-inclusives were kind of cheesy. Does anyone have an experience? Has anyone actually been to Moon Palace? Would anyone who's ever been to Moon Palace actually be willing to unmute and tell us, like, loved it, greatest thing ever? Okay, I'll wait and see if anybody unmutes and says me. But I'm excited. I feel like people have talked about this one for a really long time on social, and I've never seen anyone like actually go. And so now, of course, I'm watching. I'm going to see if everybody goes, because I feel like over the last year I've now seen everybody go on an Alaskan cruise in the last year, but it's just because that's what I was looking for, right? I was looking for that content. So follow Moon Palace Cancun on Blake is listening, and he said his parents have been and loved it. Yay. So follow Moon Palace on Instagram if you're not, because that is so inspiring. When you open up Instagram, it's just like in your feed or it's in your stories, like people are posting in there. But Leaders Retreat is probably one of the places. Did anyone like kind of catch vision at a Leaders Retreat in the past? Like, you're working your business, maybe you went to convention, maybe you've been to a couple of things, but Leaders Retreat is really where you caught the vision of what Plexus could be. Ivy, unmute and tell us about it.
Okay, sorry, I'm down in my office, but my first Leaders Retreat, I was a silver when I earned it. And just that alone, it was like, okay, if I can earn a trip like this, being a silver, like I can go to the top, and anybody that does this with me can also go to the top.
Yeah, and that's so fun. Amber Volbada and I were roommates on this last Leaders Retreat. And one of the things she said is, you look around and you're like, anybody can literally do this. Like, there is not a type of person like that is not on a Leaders Retreat. Young, old, male, female, every like demographic across every like religious organization. Like, we were literally seeing everything. There's kind of like this Amish Mennonite group that kind of comes, and I'm always like, I'm not even sure y'all have Wi-Fi, and yet y'all are like earning Leaders Retreat. Like, I just want to say, like, there is not if you have a desire to earn a trip like this, to take your spouse, to take your, I would kind of think it'd be fun to take my senior, because I think by February, he actually won't have a whole lot going on. We'll see how basketball is going by February, but I think it would be so much. When everybody took their kids, a couple of years ago, it looked like so much fun. Yeah. Brecken wants to come. I just think it's just fun. If you get to reward your spouse or your mom or your best friend or those people. And if there's someone you're thinking about doing this business with and you just can't get them to catch the vision, start planting this in their head. If I earn this trip to Cancun, then I want you to come with me. if you help me earn this trip, then I'm bringing you as my person, because, you know, like if you support me and pray for me and cheer me on, and whenever something goes well, you reshare it. Like, you don't have to buy from me and you don't have to come be my best brand ambassador, but could you just be my biggest cheerleader? Find a best friend that will be your biggest cheerleader and then bring them on the trip with you. So I just think that's the greatest way to do it. I just love leaders. It's probably my very favorite trip. It's the least pressure. There's like, I think there was one meeting on the last one we were on. Um, and other than our boat almost getting hijacked, it was really, you know, it's an easy meeting. We had nothing to do with what was going on. We're not on a floating boat, y'all. We're gonna be on dry land. It's gonna be delightful. I'm so excited about that. Okay, so we have talked about the products that we share. We have talked about the business that we build with Icon. We have talked about bringing other people along on things like Leaders Retreat. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that you are ready for next year. And Columbus, Ohio is where convention is next year. And if everything that happened last week, if you don't want to miss it next year, or you never want to miss it again, you need to go ahead and be registered for convention. And here's what's great is if you register for convention and then you earn Icon, you can transfer your tickets to somebody else. You can gift your ticket. So your team is gonna grow, and you're gonna want those tickets available for next year. And if Columbus, Ohio doesn't sound that delightful, just know a couple of years ago, we were like, oh, Columbus. I mean, we've been to Vegas and Orlando and Columbus, Ohio, kind of odd. We're like, wah, wah, wah. And then we got there and we're like, oh, we love this location. The convention center to hotel like ratio is really great. There's like a million hotels all around. We never stood in the line for dinner or lunch. There was like so many places to eat outside of that. There's a really good taco place across the street. I'm afraid to tell y'all because I'm afraid there will be a line next year when we all go. Plus, I'm from Texas, so of course we go straight to the taco joint, right? But there's so many places to eat. There was a food hall. It was just, and the weather in Columbus, Ohio in June, I will say it probably trumps Texas in June. Texas in June is a little warm. We just didn't spend a lot of time outside. But in Columbus, it was just easy. Walking was easy. Getting places, they're just really kind people. If you want to take a good long walk straight down the street from convention, you can go to the University of Ohio. It's like right down the street, on the street that the convention center is on. So it was the most relaxed convention until this one. I felt like this was those two have been the most relaxed conventions for me, of just like enjoying the actual seat of convention, the content, the information, the feedback. Okay, we've got some time. I want to hear what y'all thought was good at convention. I want to hear like what was a nugget that you took away? What is something that you like circled, starred, and underlined and highlighted in your notes? What's the first thing you told your spouse when you got home? What's the thing you had to, shout out loud for your team page? What was your convention takeaway? Tell us what yours is. Even if you weren't there, the thing that you kept seeing people talk about on social or on team pages, like what was it that got you real excited?
I'll go. Okay, really quick, because I know hopefully a lot of people want to talk. A couple little tidbits I got was when Ed Milet came up and spoke. He just kept talking about tomorrow will be a better day. So no matter what we are in today, tomorrow is going to be a better day. And even if that means just helping one person help have a better day tomorrow, then it's all worth it. I also came away with, we always see these diamonds, we see these emeralds, we see Kaylee Mon like going from senior ruby at the cruise to emerald this past month. And it's like you see this insane growth and you're like, why am I not there? Like, what is she doing that I'm not doing? But at the end of the day, all of our stories are different. All of our methods are different. We cannot all be Kaylee Mons. We cannot be all Emily Roberts and whoever else. I can't be a Becky Page or Andrea. Like, we're all different, and that is okay. And so finding where our lane is and being okay with that lane, is something I really take away from this trip. Um, and I just loved being with my team. Like, I don't really have like close team next to me, although my sideline sisters like Sally and Lisa are really close to me, and I got to connect with Sally, and so we're going to try to put an event together. Um, Events are also really important, and I think we get really scared about when we hear the word event. We think it has to be this big, extravagant thing, and it doesn't. An event is simply meeting someone, a few people for coffee, meeting someone to like, let's go over air fryer recipes, like things like that, like Christie's bloom flower events. Like, it's just connecting with people. And I think we just need to remember that it's just connecting with people.
I love that, Danielle. I did think, like when Jill Renfro was talking about events, that was a really, really, really good session. Who else? Who else wants to share one of their takeaways?
I'll second that on Ed Milet. I thought his talk, it really resonated with me in a lot of different ways. The one more day, right? I mean, it's one day and we're gonna be alive anyway. So one more day. Why not keep going? Um, and then again, I think Amy wrote it too about, sharpening the beak and plucking out the feathers. I love the scripture that talks about how God prunes us and that even though he takes away something that's good, maybe it's not his best. And that's what I want in this season of life is I want God's best. And through obedience, I know that if I stay one more day, he's going to give me his best in that way. And then I also liked what John said. And I don't remember exactly how he said it. I'd have to go back and check my notes. But when he was doing all the stuff with the cards, and he said, if we can manage this, if we can control this, then why can't we control this? Right? What's going on in our brains? And, that's mindset. And my big challenge for myself is what Andrea said, speak it, put it out there, show up on social. It's a big challenge for me. And that's the fear that I'm not going to continue to give into. So it was a great convention. I'm so thankful it was in Dallas. It was a blessing to be able to go. Um, but anyway, I thought it was great. It's exactly what I needed.
Yeah, someone asked to share a little bit more about Ed Milet. So just so y'all know that we could not even have our phones out. We couldn't even someone had their phone in their lap. They're like, please put it away. So we could have no phones, no recording, no cameras. So the greatest thing about that was you were totally plugged in, but you weren't like taking notes and stuff. You were almost like just absorbing just wisdom and stories, and you laughed and you cried. We ugly cried. We literally were crying so hard that then the Diamonds had to get up on stage to do recognition, and we were looking at each other like, we look awful. Like, and we had cried everything off. But it was just good. If you don't have his book, I thought I had it in here, but I think it's in the other. Oh, I did have it in here. Power of One More. I just think it may be really good for you to either listen to him, read, get a chance. I mean, he'll probably tell a lot of the same stories, and it's a lot of the same information, I'm sure. Most speakers have kind of like what they do. So I would just encourage you to that. There's something about being in the room. This goes back to convention. This goes back to Leaders Retreat. This goes back to any time with Plexus. If you have the opportunity to get yourself in the room, it changes how you absorb the information. We could tell you our little takeaways about Ed Milet, but being in the room with him, it would have, the reason that we are like, it was so great, but I can't really tell you why. It's because we were in the room and we're just absorbing it as opposed to like writing it down to regurgitate. But I do think reading the book will help. Okay, who's next? Who else has got something from convention?
I'll share a quote if that's okay. You want me to share? Okay. Well, I love the one more. I wrote down at the end, who do you want to be when you have one more day or one more hour? So it just kind of puts things in perspective. But I can't remember who all said what. It was like a fire hose, but it was amazing. But I liked something that stood out to me is in life, you're most qualified to help the person you used to be. And so I think, I'm one of those people that when we talked about niches, like I don't have a niche. You know what I mean? Like it was really difficult to zone in and try to reinvent yourself. So when you think about who you used to be, that's who you're talking to, and that's who you need to. I just thought that was really good. And I mean, there were so many quotes, so many good things. Realistic people work for unrealistic people, and unrealistic people rule the world. I thought that was awesome. So anyway, good stuff.
I love that, Tito, and you're just talking about like, yeah, what else can you do? What can you do today that changes it? And every single one of us can talk to the person we were on day one, right? Every single one of us can talk to the person, to the thoughts that you had when you first saw that person sharing on social, to the thoughts that you had when you were like, well, what if this does this when I order? To the thoughts that you had when you first started sharing, and you're like, I mean, I don't know if anyone's gonna want it, but if my friend tells me to put it out on social, I'll put it on. Like talking to that person, you're getting in the head of your potential, like in each step that they are along the way. So I think that's a great takeaway, Tina. I love that. Okay, one more. Who's got one more takeaway from convention? Go.
Well, I just absolutely loved that Roz won the one plexus. Is that what it's called? The one plexus nominee, or not nominee, but whatever. What is it? One plexus
It's the One Plexus Award.
award. Yeah. I mean, I was just so tickled. I couldn't believe it. I knew it was her after I saw like two speakers, and you were one of them, Andrea and Beck. I thought that was awesome. I was so happy for her and for us.
Super big honor. She won it alongside Alita Allen, both so deserved, so awesome. It's such a big deal. I know it was exciting for our team. Okay, so just as an encouragement, like, because you hopped on this call for a reason. And if you hopped on this call because you've got like some convention high and you're like, I gotta get the high and I gotta turn it into action, then a couple things to take note of. You need to be posting. Like, just as a reminder, you need to be posting, but not only that, you need to get your team posting. So who are you talking to? Like, you hopped on this call, but who are you going to go train? That's my number one question for you. And then the next thing I'd love would be for you to make a commitment to join us for Masterclass, where we're going to work with you on Icon. And we're going to, what we'd love to do is let you hear from corporate, get some touch points from the program masters themselves. But I just want to encourage you. It's summertime. Like, I had my 9-year-old, she's showing me notes like, can I go here while I'm on this call? So I know. And some of y'all are at work. Like, we get it. It's going to be a crazy time. It's going to be so tempting to go on vacation and check out. And listen, you should have times where you check out. But if you're really working on your business, don't make it a habit to be checked out this summer. Okay. You need to message your people today. Check on your ambassadors on your team. Check on your VIPs, see how they're doing. Sit down and spend some time daily on your why. Print out a photo of Moon Palace or whatever it's going to take to get you like dialed in on this is why I'm showing up every day, and stay dialed in during the summer. Don't do a slow fade on us. Okay. We love you guys. It's been about an hour. We so appreciate your time. You'll be, I see someone else as a 9-year-old. We know that you're devoting your time to your business and to yourself, and we're excited for you. We're cheering you on. Have a great week. Sayonara.